Hello, my name is Blake Baxter, and I'm the Media Relations Coordinator and Sports Information Director at Eureka College. Today I'm joined by Dwain Barker, the head coach of the Eureka College men's soccer team, and we're here to catch up a little bit on soccer and life in general. Uh, Dwain, I've got a little bit of a cold, but we're going to power through. So, how are you doing? And how would you describe your past few months during this pandemic?
Actually, things are getting a little bit better. Not too stressed. That's been a challenging part, but I think the key word would be adaptability. Being able to adapt throughout this, pandemic. Not many people can say they actually lived through a pandemic. So it's trying to find the good within the bad, de-stress. Positive thing is you a little bit more with your family as well. We've been using the Nike Run Club app. So my players and myself, they've actually been helping me get in shape as well, which is unique, coach and players together. So it was a way to have social distancing, but still be able to be involved and still maintain that conditioning aspect. So it's that Nike Run Club app. You run a couple miles and it keeps track of, your weekly, your monthly miles. And I kind of threw in a little, let's say, candy. So the top three players each week can get away from running hills and stuff like that. So we kind of make it a little bit interesting, but yet fun and, beneficial for the ultimate goal of being in condition.
It sounds like you're making the most of everything. So you're entering your 8th season as the head coach here. What's something you're particularly excited about for this upcoming fall?
To see the players, seeing individuals online or using the video streaming is a little bit different than actually being in person and having a chance to meet the goofy kids I have that are on my team. And actually getting a chance to play and train with them a little bit more. So getting back onto the field, just getting a chance to mingle with the players, I think we're definitely in need of that at this point in time. So I'm excited about that aspect.
Dwain, I know you've told this story before, but for those who don't know, could you tell me a little bit about playing soccer growing up in St. John, Barbados, and how that led you to Central Illinois?
Sure. I mean, I'll try my best. So from St. John, which is in the country. So I'm a country boy. So we played soccer pretty much anywhere we could. If you didn't have a soccer field, we'll use or a street. We put some rocks down to make 2v2 that expanded and ended the evening. But to answer your question, in order how I got over here, so we had a soccer seminar back in Barbados, and there were some opportunities from coach that came down. I have a chance to look at players. I had an opportunity to be selected. Eventually came on over, started at ICC with under coach Barbados. Played there for 2 years, had quite a successful, I would say, college career there. Setting a few records, making nationals. So we created that kind of dynasty aspect for the soccer team. And then after that, worked my way to Western University under coach Eric Johnson. Pretty tough coach, very knowledgeable coach, but is also very persuasive in the things he wants you to do. So over and all, after my college career was over, I got into coaching because if I track back a bit, how I got here was I got looked over. I was a goalie all through high school, wasn't good enough to play the field. You know how some coaches are. And
Sure.
luckily I had a coach that was willing to work with me individually. He saw that I had speed. He was willing to give me the technical aspect. So he worked with me for free, which was unheard of back then, especially. So long story short, training, 5 days a week, no cost. In 3 years span, actually made the U23 national team, created some records within, the local tournaments as well. And then that kind of led that path for me to get over here to college in the States and have the opportunity.
Yeah, you obviously had a tremendous career in college, and then getting those experiences to play at the national level. Could you tell me a little bit about how those experiences prepared you to be a coach?
Honestly, I would say the pressure of a game, if I can relate it to soccer, let's say like the PK, 'cause I know you know about soccer as well, you've played as well.
Yeah.
That PK shootout, that tense moment, you don't know you've kicked the ball multiple times, you've placed it multiple times, you've done it multiple times, but there's always a situation that you have to acquaint yourself to, that X factor. So for coaching, I could definitely use that scenario in terms of having to make a decision right off the spot. Having 11 players that you started with, you have to decide who's going to be your first, 5 kickers, and then kind of work your way from there. And it's not necessarily always planned because things can change. Players might want to do something else or not be in the mood, and that pressure as well too. So in coaching, using that, I guess as a player, I use that going into coaching to kind of help me deal with these tense situations. You just got a yellow card, we already got a red card, player is injured, and we have to kind of maneuver our formation and our shape just to suit the game and also the players that we have available.
And how would you describe your coaching philosophies now?
I would say my coach philosophy is somewhat, once you're coming into the program with the mentality to improve and develop and want to give it your all, you will be successful here. So there's different ways that we can face success based on your wins and losses, but it's not like, in soccer, you might play the best game, you might not come out the winner. So it's also having that character as well too. When our players graduate, I want them to have character. I want them to know that you have to follow the same path. If you're going to be late for training session, you have to give a notice, just like when you get into the working field. If you're late for work, you have your first strike, second strike, and more likely you're probably looking for a new job. So I'm pretty much just trying to prepare our student athletes just in becoming, a good adult going forward.
We're going to be announcing all of our recruiting classes soon. Could you give us a little preview of your next class?
Our class coming in, I think I have, I would say majority, 90% are very eager players coming in. They're strong in terms of their soccer background. They've played obviously in high school and for club. They've also been putting that extra work in. And I don't just look for the players that are quote unquote the best players or, middle pack players, anything like that. I look for players I think will gel well with our current players and also with the philosophy of our program and building character as well, because you can have one of the best players, but then they don't gel with the team. And you have to have that chemistry. So I'm looking for that natural gel. So when I have that conversation with players, I want to know how they deal with, a tough loss, how they deal with a great win. If their mannerisms change based on the win and the loss. Are they true teammates, or is it just the individual aspect? Because you could be a good individual, but could be a terrible teammate. And we want the first. We want to make sure that we have everyone on the same page.
And you kind of mentioned this a little bit already, but when you're recruiting, what are some of the attributes that you're looking for in a potential Eureka player?
Definitely coachability is first, but you have to have that open mindset, because players coming from high school, whether they played all 4 years as a forward or a keeper or whatever, my idea of where they should play might be different. And if they have an open mind from the beginning, they can see that it will be beneficial to them. Me making them change to a new position is not to hurt them in any way or form. It's actually to make them better and also make the team better as well. And I haven't had an issue with that going forward for the past, and going forward, I think it should be the same as well.
So something that people might not know about you is that in addition to being the head soccer coach, you also do graphic design for the college. How did that become an interest and skill set for you?
Honestly, when I first came to the States, I had no idea what my major was going to be. But with, I guess, the suggestions from our academic advisors and stuff like that, it was actually, hey, so what are you good at? I said, well, I like to draw and stuff like that. And he said, well, you might want to get into graphic design and graphic communication. It deals with computer, and I like technology. Obviously we're using the drones and stuff like that with our soccer team. So at ICC, I did most of my gen eds and kind of just touched the surface with graphic design courses. And when I graduated and I went to Western University, then I got straight into that. So my major was graphic communication and a minor in electronic media.
Do you have anything else that you'd like to talk about, or anything you want to say to the Red Devil fans out there watching?
I'll say that even though this is a challenging time and we're far away from each other, we can still be close by sending, using our social media, sending just nice, heartwarming messages on there, sending a quick text to your teammates, just saying, hey, wish you're having a good day. I think stuff like that will probably help us get back into a more positive mindset.
All right, Dwain. Thanks so much for joining me today.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you, Blake, for having me.